So before we get started, I was recently accepted into Epic's Support a Creator program, so anytime you buy things like Platinum or V-Bucks or even a game, if you'd be cool enough to throw an itsElonia at checkout underneath that creator code, that'd be really awesome. It sends me a percentage of what you purchase and it will really help me to continue creating content for Dauntless and for whatever else may come. Thank y'all so much and let's get started.
NANI?!
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. The next Escalation was announced. We are hyped out beyond belief. This video is going to be a little different than what we've been doing previously. This one's going to be more of a ramble slash speculation slash hype video. I didn't really put a script together for this one. I'm just so freaked out. I'm so hyped, so excited about it. Me and my guild have been throwing ideas back and forth together for the last like 2 weeks now, or a week now since it's been announced. And by the way, Interitus is recruiting. We got a bunch of cool things going on with that as well. If you're looking to join the guild, all you have to do is post a comment down below. I'll add you in game, get you into the guild, but I digress. Let's talk about this Escalation Umbral. Oh my god, a lot of people thought we were going to get Frost or Terra, and I was really hoping that we were going to get Umbral, mainly because of those damn weapons, man. Those weapons are so tasty. Torgadoro's weapons have literally changed, like, this game, like how I feel about the game, how I'm playing the game. Like, I'm sitting there, I feel like I'm a Shinigami in Bleach screaming BANKI.
BANKI.
When I fucking use my Zanpakuto's swinging around chain blades, and now I just, boom, I can slam my fist down. Oh my god, it's so good. So, like, it just gets me so hyped because Valkyrian's weapons, the legendary weapons, great. I loved them for what they were. That was cool that we can zap around. That was all right. But Torgador literally does something. Like, you bash away with it, and it can do some really real damage with it. And not to mention the fun factor. It's just so fucking fun to use. So I love that. I love Phoenix Lab for giving us a weapon that's actually fun and enjoyable to use. And so, talking about the hype about this video, the escalations itself. So we got a lot of cover in this video. We're talking about the Behemoth. We're talking about what Behemoth Aether changed Behemoth we'll be looking at. We're looking at the weapons, the legendaries. We're going to be talking about the armor. We're going to be talking about abilities. We're hyped beyond belief. We're hyped beyond belief. So I think just diving into it, looking at the speculation of what the Behemoth be. Obviously, I have no idea what this Behemoth is going to be. It's not like Phoenix Lab sends me emails. we're not in talk. I don't know Jesse Houston personally, but what I hope, like, this is just a what I hope for video. And every great game has a spider boss in it. So I'm just sitting here, I'm looking at World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is flooded with them. And in Monster Hunter, you got Nursella Tokiden, which is a PSP Monster Hunter, a PS4 Monster Hunter that I played way more than I actually won to. The Kimoamis, like, I played all of them. They have the Manhunter. What else? Just off the top of my head. The Dark Souls. Dark Souls has the Duke's Dear Freya. Legend of Zelda has Goma. I can sit here all day and tell you about all the spider bosses in all these games. I just think it's the perfect time for Dauntless to introduce an arachnid style Behemoth. You're looking at Umbral escalations. You've already got the mechanics down for somewhat of multi-stage fights, and I'll get into that in a second, but you already have the mounting mechanic where people, slayers can jump up and jump on the back of Behemoths, trying to break their legs, maybe egg sacs. I've got ideas for days what we could actually do with an Umbral Behemoth, or with an arachnid, a spider Behemoth. But another one that's been kind of itching at me, but my guild, but again, still recruiting in the series, but the guild has been putting in my head as well, was a chameleon. And now apparently there's a big rumor floating around that's going to be a chameleon. This is just news to me. I don't know. I'm still voting spider. I'm holding out for the spider life here. But if it is a chameleon, I can think of a bunch of cool stuff we could do with chameleon boss. I mean, a Monster Hunter already has a chameleon in it, so I mean, the idea of a chameleon in a Monster Hunter style game is not unheard of. The invisibility aspect and molding in with the shadows, I'm all about that. But we already have a Behemoth that can go invisible. We have Careback, and Careback can go invisible already. So we already have that camouflage-esque Behemoth ability in the game, which is cool. Like, we could use that still. It could be a part of it. You're swinging at the chameleon, it's there, then it disappears, whatever. But what I'm thinking, what would be super duper cool, what I think would be an awesome rage mode, right? Something that would throw all of us off of our toes at all times. Like, this is something that can constantly keep us on our toes, is have the Behemoth, the Chameleon's Enrage mode be a lot like Echo from Overwatch. Now, if you don't know what's going on with Echo in Overwatch, Echo is the newest hero in Overwatch, and Echo's ultimate, she's a DPS, I believe, or an offense. I play Paladins, not Overwatch. I'm not the expertise on this. I just know what her ability is, and that's when she does her ultimate or her rage, in Dauntless terms. When she does her ultimate, she becomes another player on the roster, the Overwatch roster. So she gets to become, she's Echo, she enrages, boom, she's Reinhardt. Oh, here's my shield. I don't know what Reinhardt says, but she can use those characters' abilities. Now imagine getting a Behemoth. We're fighting this Chameleon. We're whooping his ass. He flexes on us, and boom, he's an Embermane and darts away. Or boom, he's a Scrave and starts flying around. Boom, he's a Valamir that can teleport. Like, and then just give. It's an easy flop, you know. Like, just literally copy and paste the abilities, copy and paste the movements, copy and paste the animations, all that goodies. Just color code it. Make it dark and purpley with, you know, a little corruption. Instead of Embermane shooting fireballs, just turn the fireballs purple. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. I don't know how easy that actually would be, but I mean, that sounds, to me, I just think that's a really, really cool idea, really cool ability, something that would, like I said, constantly keep us like, whoa, now he's Skarn, like what? Another thing that we have to be hyped about is that with the introduction of the Blaze Escalation, they introduced like Aether-born or different Aether-styled Behemoths, right? So we had the Nasher, the Flameborn Nasher, the Flameborn Rezikiri, the Flameborn Quillshot. So now, I'm only, again, it's pure speculation, but I'm hoping that they, not just with the introduction of a whole new Behemoth for the Umbral Escalation, which of course we'll get, you know, big bad boss, but I'm hoping that we'll also get some Umbral charged Behemoths. I mean, looking at the roster right now, the only Umbral Behemoths we have are RIFTSTALKER and Shroud. Like, that's it. So with the introduction of a third, you know, the Escalation, we're gonna get our third Umbral Behemoth. And that's why it would be awesome to get some other Umbral affinity Behemoths, Aether-born Umbral Behemoths to fight against. But the speculation comes down to who would it be. Now, my front runners, I'm thinking maybe Skarn. We might even get, like a demon, like a devil Koshai thrown around with the big old black, the swirling dark tornado. I don't know. I've got ideas. That's what I'm hyped about when it comes to the actual Behemoths. But moving on from the Behemoth, now that we're hyped about that, let's talk about that dank new legendary weapon. And of course, bonds. So we know how bonds work. Bonds, like with Torgador's weapon, with Malkirian's weapon, you can bond a weapon element of that type to that weapon, right? So with Torgador's, you can bond Hellion's weapon, Chainblades, or your Hellion's weapons, all of them. You can bond it to the Torgador's weapons, getting all of the Hellion's effects, plus those prismatic slots, plus that legendary ability. So thus making Hellion's weapons infinitely times better, making Jurassic weapons, what have you, whatever you use on your Malkirian, whatever you. So we're looking at the Umbral Escalation. We're looking at these Umbral weapons. They're going to be able, you'll be able to bond RIFTSTALKER and Shroud weapons to it. Now, Shroud's weapons are a little more niche. They're not bad. They're not terrible. The 50% more damage underneath 20% health. Sure. And I honestly, I don't even remember what the Shroud +3 is at this time. But what I'm hyped about, like we all know, is that RIFTSTALKER ability, because that RIFTSTALKER unique effect, getting that damage per orb, is already huge. Having +3 Wild Frenzy, which Wild Frenzy, by the way, we'll touch on that in a second as well. But +3 Wild Frenzy, getting those orbs, the unique effect, and then giving me a tasty ultimate ability on top of prismatic slots. I tell you right now, I cannot freaking wait. And this was my biggest. This is what I'm most excited for, because once they announced that Blaze Escalation was coming out, once I found out what legendary abilities were in the first place, I was like, damn, cannot wait for Blaze Escalations. And then I got them. Then I got a hold of Torgador's ability, Torgador's weapons, and oh my god, they're freaking amazing. And then I said, damn, I cannot wait to get a hold of Umbral. And a lot of us, I didn't think it was gonna be Umbral. Honestly, I did not think that they were gonna give us Umbral Escalation right after they gave us. They're not going to give us RIFTSTALKER right after they give us Hellion, but they did. Phoenix Labs knows what they're doing. They're keeping their flame. Like, we're so engaged in this now. Oh my god, cannot wait. And now, though, let's talk about what that legendary ability is going to be, or what at least we hope it's going to be. And so again, pure speculation, just hopes and dreams over here. And so I'm looking at like Black Clover, right? Captain Yami, his cloaked dimension slash.
BANKI. 俺が限界超えられたのはお前らのおかげだよ、バカ野郎ども。てめえの魔力がどんだけ強くても関係ねえ。闇魔法、闇まとい、次元斬り。うちの隊員が世話になったな。あばよ、絶望君。
Like, we don't need. I like what they did with Valkyrian, right? Like, I like the instant hit, the teleport across the map thing. That was cool. A one-time blast, right? That was cool, but it lacks something. It lacks some stopping power. Like, it was just a little too weak. And now Torgs, actually, like, you can do some real damage with it. I also love the little execute ability to it. Like, so when the behemoth's below 20 or 50% health, you do more damage. Like, that's cool as shit. Like, give me that all day. And so what I'm thinking though is you can kind of combine the two. Imagine, like I said, with Black Clover, Captain Yami's Cloak Dimension Slash, you just flick your arm back, you grab your sword, you just grab this black line of demon umbralness, and you just swing it straight down, and you can miss it, kind of like an axe throw. Imagine an axe throw, like you can totally miss. And so you just, boom, swing the slash at the behemoth. And imagine it's like full bore chamber, right? So like full bore chamber, it's piercing. Like you shoot it and you go ta 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 ta. It ticks through the behemoth, right? So you get this slash, just slash right through. It ticks like full bore, but it actually does big damage. Like it ticks for, you know, a K, 2K, like it ticks 2K, 2K, 2K. Like who cares if we blast off an extra 10,000 damage with one little key? Like I can do well over 10k damage with Torgadora's ultimate. Well fucking over 10k damage. So like if they're still wanting to like amp that fun factor, give us something like that. Give us something that actually hurts, that feels legendary when we use it. Like give us something like that. My second thought, I mean, just imagine 4 Slayers, y'all are all 4 lined up, y'all stagger the behemoth, y'all knocked him over, he has a quart of health left, and all 4 of you are like, just, and just, boom, just blood. That would be so clean, it'd be so cool. I can imagine just all the just nani, like the kills, you're already dead. But also, another thing that I thought that's been tossed around the idea in the old guild here, is that, kind of like a black, like Shroud, right? Shoots out the little orb there, right? Imagine, kind of like Cirrus from Paladins, right? She throws down a little orb that gathers everyone, like a black hole, gathers all the people around her and pulls it to that location, and then, you know, your team would come in and wipe them all up. So imagine if we could shoot out kind of like an orb like Shroud that has a little bit of a pull on the behemoth. Let the behemoth still kind of like, you know, the effect, a lot of people are going like, oh, there's no way, oh, people will drop him off the edge of the map, blah. Not something crazy. It's not going to yank his ass, you know, across the entire map. Just a little bit of a pull, kind of like how, like, if you miss your third striker swing by just a foot, like, because he's being pulled away. Yeah, it could cause a little bit of irritation, but it also could cause, like, some cool plays, you know what I'm saying? Some really cool stuff. Because, oh, they're just 1 inch out of the pylon. Boom, shoot your orb out, pull them back a little bit, you know? Like, and we already have elements affecting behemoths. We already have frost. Like, when you freeze the behemoth enough, it gets frozen, they move slower. Flame, they catch fire, though, with the Terra orbs, that when you punch them enough, you can heal your buddies. So we already have, like, that effect. We don't really have a corruption, though. We don't really have that little ticking dot from corrupt. Or at least to my knowledge, I don't know. We might. If we do, leave in the comments below. Tell me I'm an idiot. I'm sorry if I don't. But yeah, so not pulling the behemoth a mile and a half away, but you shoot the orb out, does a little grab, or you shoot the orb out, and as long as the orb's in the behemoth, as long as he's standing in it, just tick, 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 damage, da, 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 just does damage, kind of like, again, like a full bore chamber, just sitting there blasting them. You have 4 people that throw an orb out, kind of pulls the behemoth into 4 little, like, he's trying to spin out of it, but he can't, because holy crap, what's all this damage with all these abilities? But that's Umbral. It's you don't know what it is, you know, it's this dark, mysterious matter. I just think that would be some really cool. They have the opportunity here to give us just such cool ultimate abilities, and make it a little more, you know, make it useful, make it actually matter to pop those off. Like when I'm fighting a Behemoth and I forget to use Torgador's ability because we just blasted so fast, I'm a little upset with myself. I'm like, man, I missed out on 30% more fun because I could have just fucking gorilla slammed, you know, this Behemoth to death. So these legendary abilities literally are giving just breath, this change, this breath of life to these weapons that we get so used to, so accustomed to. Left, right, like light, heavy, like serrated blades. Oh, but now I press G and I become a fucking gorilla god. Like now I press G and I become like a demon samurai. Like they just have so much that they can actually do. I'm sorry guys, I'm hyped up. Let's move on from the weapons. Again, super hyped about that. The armor, I want to touch on the armor, but another thing I think that's really cool, like that I want to bring up is what stone are we getting? What orbs are we about to get? I think we're gonna get Doles. Now, with Blaze Escalation, obviously we got Blaze. With Shock, we obviously got Shock orbs, but we don't have an Umbral orb, right? And so I don't think that they're gonna go up balls deep and start just throwing us shinies, even though like Shroud's shiny / Peerless, right? No, I think it's just Peerless, but I don't think that they're gonna give us Peerless by any means. They're gonna make us farm Heroic Plus for those. But I do think that they would be a little more lenient with Doles. Doles are, you know, your first dire patrols, and you're already fighting dire behemoths inside of these escalations, these 10 to 50s. So I really do think that Doles are what we're going to end up seeing. Who knows, though? Maybe they change the currency up. Maybe they give us something different. We'll definitely see. But moving on to the armor, another thing I'm super duper hyped about is because with all of these behemoths, all these escalations, they've actually really made their armor sets really powerful, making these builds, like throwing the cookie cutter builds out the window. Like with Torgadoro's fists having +3 overpower already on it with a power slot that's +6 overpower you can get off the bat. You've got Knockout King on 2 other pieces. You've got Zeal, which another thing that we get to be excited about is another cell, but I'll touch again on that in a second. But giving us, I think that I'm just hoping and praying, this is just, again, all pure speculation. When we got Malkurian, we got Predator on the gloves with the technique slot. Give us Wild Frenzy on our gloves with a technique slot. That would be so much fun. Because not only that, now I can play with a +6 Wild Frenzy, +6 Rage, +6 Zerker, still squeeze in Discipline, still squeeze in Iceborne, because I'm an Iceborne hero. I don't give a fuck. I love Iceborne. There's just so many things I can play with if I can inherently already have 2 of my technique slots filled out plus an additional technique slot. We're looking at still squeezing in Conduit into these builds. It's endless. It's literally endless. Squeezing in Overpower still in this build with, oh my god, like I'm so hyped for this armor just because when Zeal came out, when not necessarily just Zeal, but when Torgador's armor came out, just the builds you can make, like all of my builds from my original build video, they're still really good and you can still really use them, but once you get Torgador's weapons, once you can play around with Zeal, oh my god, the builds I have coming, I'm actually making a new video about the builds I'm using right now for Torg's weapons because I'm just having such a good time with them. That's coming out soon, I promise, probably by the end of this week, but it's such a good time. The armor, literally, it's just made this game so much more fun because I just feel, I can tell my character is doing more damage. I can tell that I'm just slapping these behemoths left and right, and there's nothing they can do about it. Like, I'm literally, I can see the power progression of these. Oh, it's just so much fun. And to give, you know, these players that have been playing this game, that have been grinding this stuff out, the ability to, like, get that strong, like, let us do, like, let us continually progress. I love it. Cannot wait for the new armor. Cannot wait for the new weapons. And so we've touched on the armor, the weapons. We've touched on the actual behemoth, the legendary ability, what orbs we're going to get. Last thing I really think I can think of right now off the top of my head, I have 2 things, I guess, then I'll wrap this up because I know I'm dragging on here. I'm just so hyped, guys. So freaking hyped. But the last thing I can think of is the utility cell. Not the utility cell, but the cell itself. So with Escalation, Shock Escalation, we got Grace. We got the new Grayscale mobility. With Torgadoro's, with Blaze Escalation, we got Zeal, the new utility, which is super fun. A lot of cool uses you can do with that. Literally turn my repeaters into an Uzi with the Zeal build. Super sick. I am so hyped to see what they bring to the table with this Umbral Escalation. I think they really have, they're talking about cells 2.0 on their roadmap too, changing up the way cells work. I think that they could really throw us a fucking curveball here. Give us a cell that just you can't live with or you can't live without. Give us something tasty. Like Zeal is really cool, but it's a niche. You can fill it in here and there. If one of your buddies is running Conduit, fuck it, throw it on and have a good time. But like, give us an ability. Give us a cell that is as important as Overpower. Give us a cell that is as important as Wild Frenzy, Rage, Berserker. Give us something that is that tasty. I think that they really have the potential to give us to just keep changing this game so for the good, for such a good way. Like it's just like I said, all these escalations are breathing so much more fun and life into this game. Like I cannot tell you how great it is. I'm a founder. I've been playing this game for fucking ever. How great it is to go and do an escalation. Like, it is so much fun. The amps are fun. The behemoths are fun. The fights are fun. You know, camaraderie you're building with your buddies, your guildies. Such a good time because it's not just kill behemoth, go back to town, wait 5 minutes. Kill these load screens are killing me. And you get to go in, dive down, kill 6 behemoths, make it. It's make it or break it too. If you don't kill it, you don't do it right, you don't get to that last boss, you don't get to that behemoth, it sucks. And you're like, damn, we didn't hit Torgador this time. So and so died 400 times. Racer looking at you, but I digress. Okay, so that's that. I think that really, guys. I'll end it there. I know I've been dragging on. I'm just super hyped, super excited about this. The only other thing I could say is maybe this is the time to introduce multi-stage behemoths. One of my favorite. Most games out there have multi-stage boss fights. Like, you haven't seen my final form, right? But I'm not gonna dive. I had a little segment I was gonna go into that, but I just think that, you know, we could do it. We have the technology, or hopefully they do. We're already diving around on top of the behemoths. We could see Torgador already has like levels he can jump up to. I think that they could really make it happen. Teleports in the game, you know, like you could teleport with RIFTSTALKERS Murder Palace, and hey, we're in Umbral territory already. It's the perfect time to start doing multi-stage behemoth fights. Maybe even, I'm thinking of like colossal style behemoths, just ginormous, like I forget. No, I'm not even gonna dive into that. But with that, we'll wrap it up there, guys. Let me know in the comments below how hyped y'all are for the Umbral escalation. Obviously, I made a whole fucking video about it. We all know that I'm going crazy about it. Let me know if you're interested in joining Interitus. I will absolutely get y'all invited to the guild. We have a bunch of cool stuff coming out with that soon. Check out the Discord. Thank you guys for the first 100 subs, by the way. We were able to change the name of the YouTube channel to itsElonia from Devonmont. Super excited about that. Cannot thank y'all enough. The support's been overwhelming. We just hit 1,500 followers on Twitch as well. Guys, blowing my mind. Love y'all so much. Thank you so much for the support. This was actually the funnest video I've made in a while. I know it's a little rambly because I could just talk forever. But with that, I'm gonna end it there. Until next time, take care, Slayers. All right.
Oh, that's so cheating.
Pickles. Pickles taking the lead.
Alright, here's how we're gonna win. 6-5-4.
Oh, Racer! Oh my god! No way!
Please.
Oh my god! Racer, chill out, you're fine! Oh my god!